Hey, Wayne here, and today I have the Pioneer e-bike from Actbest, and by the look of the box, I think this bike is going to be a little bit different. So let's get it unboxed and put together. Okay, in the accessory box you have a charger, 2 sets of keys. One set is to turn the bike on, the other is to lock or unlock your battery, a set of pedals, a quick release, a big light that looks like a motorcycle light, your instruction manual, reflectors, and a bunch of tools. Okay, now that I have everything out of the box and cleaned up, I'm going to go ahead and bring the camera in, and we're going to start the assembly with the handlebar. So the first thing you're going to want to do is loosen these two and this screw here, and then raise it up and over, back down. Try to line it up the best you can. You can always redo this later, straighten it up and tighten it down. But for now, I'm just going to do my best to eyeball it and tighten everything back down, and then I'm going to remove this piece here, put the handlebar in, and tighten this back up. Now we're going to remove these 4 screws here and place the handlebar in and put it back on and tighten it up. Place the handlebar in, put this cover back on, line it up, put each one of these screws back in, tighten it down, and the handlebar will be done. Before you tighten it down, make sure you place this piece right here, the crosshairs in the middle, and adjust your handlebars just right. You can do this again later if you need to, but get it started, get it tightened down, and then check it again later before you go out for your first ride. Okay, so now we're going to put the front wheel on. We are going to make sure that this rotor fits right here in between the brake pads. Okay, this bike is heavy. It'd be better if you had some help. But if you're strong enough, just lift the bike up, try to feed the rotor in, line everything up, and drop it down. The next step is going to be to take the quick release skewer and remove this side here, this nut here. Take the spring off. Feed it through, and then on the other side you'll put the spring back on and the nut, and then you'll tighten it all up to a good amount, and then check and see how tight it is. It's a little loose. I'm going to tighten the nut again and then push it on, and it should be locked down. Make sure that's good and tight though. You don't want that front wheel flying off. To install the front fender, you're going to need to slide the screw all the way through these 2 pieces here. After you slide it underneath this frame, go ahead and feed this through. Take the slide nut, get it started. Okay, super important note. When you're installing the front fender, make sure the front part that you connect goes up as high as it can, and that the rear part goes as far down as it can. And the reason you want to do that is, let me move this camera back a little bit. If you don't do that, what's going to happen is when you hit a dip and the forks go down, this part is going to be kind of high up and it's going to get caught right here, and then you're going to have to break it loose. So best thing is to just keep the front part as high as you can and the back part as low as you can, and once you do that, it'll be fine. No problems after that. So very common among bikes, you have a right and a left pedal. The left one screws on counterclockwise, shows you in the little arrow there, and the right side goes on clockwise. And they give you this wrench, which this is the part that you need to tighten it down. It fits right on, and it should be a 15 millimeter. If you want to use a wrench, it's a 15 millimeter size. So let's go ahead and put this on. Repeat the same steps on the other side and make sure you go counterclockwise and the pedals are done. To install the front light, you're going to unscrew both of these from each side. Remove these screws because you're going to use them again. And this part here will probably come packaged like this. You're just going to pull it forward, take your light, feed this back through, and screw it on in. Repeat on the other side, and then I'll show you how to plug the last part in. Now that the light is installed, you're going to want to connect this cable. Make sure that the pins line up perfectly. You don't want to bend and break anything here. Line it up, just push it together, and the front light is done. I'm going to do a quick check of the lights, make sure everything works properly. Front light, turn signals, and the light has a built-in horn. Brake light test. And let's see if the turn signals have any effect on that brake light. Cool. Right on. Now let's remove the plastic. Now that the bike is fully assembled, make sure that everything is nice and tight, tires are properly inflated, battery's fully charged. If you want to see my full review on this bike, check for links down below and get out there and ride, and I'll see you on the next one.